Hi, good morning, everyone. And time is 5 o'clock. Time to get started. तो शुरुआत करते हैं आज के दिन की. So today is day 60 of the program, and it's also the lockdown number 4 starting today. So I was hoping that we could start our early morning runs starting at 5:30. So here's the plan. Let's hope that after this lockdown, at least in most areas, we have that freedom. Obviously, it depends upon how things are and how the spread of COVID is contained and what decision governments take, the state and central governments. But uh, we will we will plan for that. We'll assume that after this lockdown we will have that freedom, and we'll be starting early morning certain activities. So to start with, two we will have two runs a week. We'll run twice a week in the morning 5:30. Those who are interested, obviously, it's highly encouraged, an optional thing. And what we're planning is we'll create small groups, and together, as a so we are sort of like a virtual team and also like small local teams. So together we are a big team, and we will go ahead and do that. And in each place uh, we will find someone. We'll ask someone to volunteer to organize and arrange the whole thing. So that's something which is coming soon. Um, what else? So now, as you know, lockdown. This is lockdown number 4, and um, we have been sort of in our houses. Obviously, some of us are going to offices because there have been some restrictions in the previous lockdown. Nevertheless, we have been sort of enclosed, cut off from other people, cut off from physical interaction for a very, very, very long time. Now, when such a thing happens, it is bound to have some impact on our mental health, and it will create certain stress. On top of that, when you when you read news about number of COVID cases and uh, all the other things, so there is a lot of sort of accumulated bad news in the press and media, and it is going to further make our anxiety very severe. So I have a couple of very simple suggestions. One is uh, set a rule for yourself that you will not check news every single day. See, even I had this habit. Now I'm not doing it for last 2 weeks or so, but otherwise every day I would look at, okay, how many cases did we have today. Now it's sort of, it's almost like you're looking for, "Okay, आज cricket match का score कितना था?" So you try to find and so try to be on top of it. And especially when you check news, there'll be like lots of other things, mostly negative. I'm not saying that we should not be aware of things around us. I'm not saying that we should ignore negative news. We should know what is right. We should know what is wrong in our society, in our country. We have to take precautions. So it's important to be informed, but the information that we need, we can gather in 10 minutes by reading newspaper once, or if not 10 minutes, maybe like half an hour, whatever time it takes. Those of you who are preparing for civil service exams, etc., you obviously need to spend a lot more time on that, but I'm talking about generally, for most people, we don't need to be obsessively checking news and going through that cycle 24 hours a day. And all the news media channels, they'll keep repeating the same thing, and uh, it just creates unnecessary anxiety. So one suggestion, strong suggestion I have is checking online news. Uh, Stop it. If you have to do it like once a day. Set some time for it. Okay, so write it down somewhere. Okay, so between 8 and 8:30 in the evening, I'm going to do this, and strictly limited to that. That's number one. Second thing is the physical workout that we are doing right now. I would ask you, depending on your health and physical conditions, etc., to make it a little longer, little more sort of intense. And uh, and this physical workout is essentially, it's an exercise for your it's got a very strong calming effect on your mind, and it builds your morale and builds your spirit, provided we do it consistently, and we do it, it has to be intense, right? So you have to push your body up to a point where you experience a little bit of fatigue. You feel like you are now pushing, you're sort of getting close to the limit. So that uh, When you do that, that is when your body releases endorphins and your stress levels will go down. So whenever you're feeling stressed, here is something that I would like you to try. If you are, if let's say you're feeling stressed on a particular day, right? um, just try doing a couple of sets of push-ups, even if you're at home anytime. Just try this, right? And I can assure you that it'll have a massive impact on your mental well-being. And along with meditation, these are two sort of strong weapons we have to reduce our mental stress. So don't forget this, especially because we are locked in our houses, and it is, as you can imagine, it's not a very naturally healthy state to be in. When we are not interacting with people, we are sort of pigeonholed in an apartment or a house. So we need to find other mechanisms to keep our mental sanity to, and keep our minds fresh, engaged, happy, chirpy, relaxed, etc. Right. So this is something that I wanted to emphasize. And anybody else, people around you, if anybody is stressed and is experiencing uh, anxiety, those kind of things, remind them that this is very, very important. In fact, I want to share one more thing. When a lot of us, many people have anxiety. Now, normal anxiety is fine. Sometimes we have severe anxiety, and sometimes we have prolonged anxiety. Like, every day we feel anxious, or we feel anxious without any reason. So there are two types of anxiety. One anxiety which is triggered by something. Something happens outside, creates anxiety. Right? There's another type of anxiety which is there without any reason. You get up and you just feel anxious, right? You can't explain why it is. The uh, so this anxiety, which happens without any trigger, science today, neuroscience and brain research and psychology, the research in those areas shows that that kind of anxiety can be, you can fight back against that through physical workout, right? That is recommended as a very, it's now sort of very well established that that vigorous exercise is a very strong antidote to this chronic anxiety, right? Which is without any reason. So we have medical science also sort of supporting this point. So if your friends, family, if anybody has anxiety problem, share this information with them. You can probably do more research online if you really want to, and figure out, share that information and get them started, right? uh, Once we start working out, what happens is our sense of we don't feel helpless. We feel like, okay, we can do something. Otherwise, sitting there, अच्छा मुझे करना है, ये करना है, पर नहीं हो पा रहा है, what do I do? वो भी that, I decided to do something, decided to go for a walk, I couldn't do that, decided to do this, I couldn't do that. So after some time I feel like, I'm helpless, मुझसे कुछ होगा ही नहीं, there's nothing I can do, right? When we do these things, when we follow a strong routine, we sort of reverse uh, that perception. We reverse our own conviction about what we can do, and that is the starting point. See, every journey has to have a starting point, and this is the starting point to sort of change our perception about who we are, and how our confidence in how we can respond to challenges. And therefore, this habit of this morning ritual that we're building, it is in some sense the starting point for building a new us. The goal is to sort of change ourselves and become a different person who can fight back against anxiety, fight back against problems. Life will throw problems at us. You never have life where everything is fine. That's not going to happen. दिक्कतें तो होंगी ही, परेशानी तो होगी, right? You'll have challenges, but we will build the ability to fight back as opposed to just surrender. Okay, so please share this message with anybody who's suffering from anxiety or those kind of problems, and encourage them and work with them. You tell them that, look, I'll come together, let's do this. I'll help you, I will make you, I'll show you the way, right? So lead the way and make it happen. Okay, so today's routine, so we'll do meditation workout. um, Meditation, quick 1 minute primer on meditation. Meditation, in other words, think of meditation as mindfulness. So it's a very simple idea, right? Meditation, focus on the present, focus on now. So sit comfortably, sit on a chair, sit on the ground, make yourself comfortable. Don't be don't sit in a very awkward position. Your ankles, legs are hurting. So just take care of that. Sit comfortably. Take a few deep breaths. Okay, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and you take a couple of deep breaths, and your mind will calm down. Then after that, with eyes closed. Just let the breathing become normal. Focus on the breath, just the sensation when the air goes inside the lungs, it comes out. Uh, find a sensation that you can focus on. So let's say your stomach is rising, falling. Just observe that, and you can count, right, when the breath goes in, goes out. Just count that, and in between, and when you start counting, inevitably your mind will start wandering. Some different ideas will come. As we practice, it will become longer, but sometimes it will happen very frequently. And when the ideas, when some thought, some emotion, something comes in your head, acknowledge it. That is the important thing. That, okay, realize that, okay, my mind has wandered. i'm thinking about I'm thinking about this thing. I'm thinking about tomorrow's dinner with somebody. Okay, so now that thought, just let it go, let it evaporate. It's now gone. Okay, now again, bring your attention back to your breath and keep repeating this process, right? Physical workout, one thing. I always say, like, at least half an hour. If you can do to up to an hour, phenomenal. uh, Physical workout, so there are two ways of doing it. So one is, uh, people, let's say, go for a walk, right? I know a lot of people who go for early morning walks, and then some people, like, do a little bit uh, intense activity, when they are like sweating and they're pushing themselves. Now both those activities are valuable. So again, we'll go back to science and research. So there's enough science to show that even walking, even comfortable pace, walking comfortable pace, couple of days a week, it has got phenomenal health benefits. But if we want to, if you, so thing that I talked about, and if you want the calming effect on our mind, if you want to get that euphoria that you get when you work out, you need to do an intense workout. Just walking in the morning will not give you that. And the reason is that our body releases endorphins when it is pushed to the limit, right? When you are sort of suffering a little bit of physical pain, physical discomfort, that is, and for a sort of prolonged period, right? Now, not like, for 2 minutes. So let's say if you do it for a certain half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, etc. So when you do it for that kind of, prolonged period, that is when your body releases endorphins, and that, I believe, changes how we feel. It relaxes you immensely. It gives you that runner's high, as they call it. It's a very pleasurable sensation. You take a run, and you, after that, you come and freshen up, you take a shower, and you sort of, you're standing under the fan getting ready. The mind is calm, you're feeling nice and cool. I believe that feeling is so precious. You can't buy that with money or treasure or anything, right? It's an amazing feeling. And therefore, while gentle walking and all those things also are beneficial, I'm asking you to do the latter, like, push yourself hard. Do it for, here's my challenge, work out hard for like 10 days, and obviously change the routine. Don't do the same workout every single day. Choose different muscle groups. So you're doing for upper body, chest, let's say doing push-ups one day, do squats, and look up online, you'll find various exercises. So mix and match, do different things. You do that, and it'll have a remarkable effect, and you'll see the benefits flowing into every area of your life, right? This is not magic. This is like how our brain and body, how it is designed. So we're just taking advantage of our mental and physical configuration, right? So that's what it is. And now let's get. I just want to say hello to all our friends here, as always. So we have, so Sagar, Srishti, Chetna, Chandradev. Today is his first day, so welcome. Pranay, Shashank, Nikhil, Nityanand, Milan, Rajat, Rakesh, Shashank, Keshav, Student S, Kashish, Rahul, Alok, Shabar, Vikas, Shubham, Saurabh, Sai Durgesh, Nikhil, Mayank Shekhar, Nisha, Himanshu, Sachin, Vineet, Avinash, Diksha, Suraj, Priyanka, Shivam, Sharad, Hariom, Ashish, Alok, Nikhil, and who else? We have Neelakhi, I think after a couple of days of break, and then we have Ketan. So good morning, guys. Great to see all of you here. Welcome, and also those of you who have not put your name here, so welcome you as well. So great. Thanks for joining. It's an amazing way to start our day. Let me see if there are any questions that we can answer. Uh, so Pranay says that last 2 months have made me sort of a bodybuilder. Benefits are perceptible. Absolutely, it's remarkable. How much time. in in how short a time can we change our physical and mental configuration, and converse also. You let things go, even the fittest people in the world, literally, right? If you look at Maradona, the Argentinian football player, you can imagine in his heydays, how physically fit. I mean, he must have been one of the fittest guys on the planet. Like if you're a footballer, there is pretty much like no more intense game in this world, right? It's one of the most intense games. And a couple of years back, he had come to Kerala for some event. I had just seen his photographs and all that, and he was looking like not old. Everybody gets old, obviously. He was looking so pudgy, fat and out of shape. So it doesn't matter how good you are. We cannot rest on yesterday's achievements, right? We have to sort of look at what we are doing today. And people who let go, the decline is very steep. But conversely, the good thing is you can in 60 days, 90 days, in a very short amount of time, we can completely change our mental and physical health. So what else? What else? What else? Uh, Nikhil says, please help us with meditation one video. Okay, so this one video. So that's fine. So what I'll do is I'll probably make a meditation video and release it. And maybe we can do some live meditation sessions. We used to do earlier. It's a little bit out of time, but I'll try to do some meditation sessions live as well. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for joining. It's 5:16, and time for talk is over. Now time to walk the talk, right? So let's go and do it. Meditation, physical workout, any order that you want, you can do. Remember, I told you, mild, like just walking and doing basic workouts. It's healthy, but go to the next level. Okay, push harder. So thanks and have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. What time? 5 o'clock. Bye bye. Take care.